Hi, I'm the Moorlander and this is Moorlander Tactical. Now, you may have noticed as far as companies like Helikon-Tex is concerned that they have two similar chest rigs, but they are different in quite a few different ways. Now, I own both of those chest rigs. So I thought today what we would do is have a look at the similarities, but also the major differences between them. So if you're trying to work out which one is best for you, hopefully this will help today. To make sure everybody understands what we're having a look at today and the differences between them, the one here which is in Coyote, this is the training chest rig, which I'll just call the training rig from now. And this is the competition chest rig, which I'll just call the competition rig from now. But the training rig is in Coyote, the competition rig is in the shadow grey that I have here. As far as similarities are concerned, these are both pretty freaking tough. Both made from 500D Cordura. They're both made with several different colorways, whether you're wanting flat colors like these or whether you're wanting camo options to match whatever setup that you have. These have them. The buckles, all of the hardware on here are Woojin buckles, which I really like. Woojin buckles, never had any issues with those. All of the zips, there aren't any zips on this one, but there are on this one, and they are YKK zips, which again are pretty bomber. The harness systems for both of these are both very similar. Now I will say, now there are some subtle differences you'll probably notice on the competition rig. This has some hook and loop on here, just in case you want to run something through that. Whereas, and it has PALS webbing on here, whereas the training rig doesn't have that on here. But other than that, they are very similar. They are both an H harness. So with an H harness, it goes across your shoulders, and then there's a bar that sits across the yoke of your back, like that, rather than an X harness, where they cross. For me personally, I don't generally mind an X harness, but I do find with an X harness that you often struggle to kind of get it on, or at least what you'll do is you'll get it on and then you'll find yourself asking your buddy, oh, is there any chance you can just mess with my straps at the back, because they get a bit messy. But both of these, again, as far as similarities are concerned, are designed to carry ammunition, but that's kind of where they then differ in the ways in which you can set up your ammunition on both of these. So starting off with the competition rig, I think the big takeaway for this one is that everything that you see here is, I guess, what you consider to be a full setup, but that is not everything that you get when you first purchase this. A lot of the parts that you'll see here are almost additional add-ons to this. When you pick up the rig to start off with, or the competition rig to start off with, what you get is this front placard section here, or this front chest rig section. So in this you have two smaller pouches here either side, perfect for 9mm ammunition, or if you want to put some sort of tools in here, you can do. And then in the front here you have these two additional pockets that you can just put extra bits and bobs in. Behind there you then have this panel where at this moment you can see that I have three 5.56 magazines in here. However, this insert that you have in here is an additional purchase that you have to make. When you get this, you just get this shell that has these two magazines, these pockets, and then this kind of section here. You also get the harness with this as well, so I should have mentioned that. Now, when it comes to this being a competition rig, this is set up so that if you are doing certain competitions, that you can fully customize this and just have one platform to be able to use between different competitions. So one day you might be running 5.56, the next day you might be running 308, the next day you might be running some completely different. So this insert in here, at the moment this is the triple rifle insert, or the triple M4 insert, I forget what it's called exactly. You have to purchase this separately. But there are also other inserts that you can get for this, and again it depends on what you're running that day, what the competition is set up, whether it's a single gun competition, whether it's a 2-gun, 3-gun, whatever it is. So you have these additional inserts, like this one is for 308. This one is a double rifle pouch instead, if you wanted to run that instead. If you've got the double rifle pouch in here, you can also then put, say, a double pistol pouch next to that. But these are all additional pouches that you have to purchase rather than just getting it, and it's all good to run. That's one thing that I got confused about when I first got this, because of you do need this extra insert here in order for you to be able to put any sort of rifle magazines on this. There are additional wings that you can get. So here on the side, hopefully you'll be able to see that there are these wings. Now if I take this off, the way in which these wings work is on the back here you have this large hook and loop panel, and these are additional wings that fit onto here. Now these are specifically designed for 5.56. I mean, you could try and get an AK mag into there. I mean, you might be able to, but it definitely is a bit of a struggle to be able to get it in, especially with that lip that they have across the top. But again, so with this, as it's set up now, if you wanted to get this set up as it's here, one, you'd need to purchase the competition chest rig, which would be this panel and the harness. You'd also need to purchase the triple insert bit here for your rifle magazines, and you'd also need to purchase these side wings. Now if I remember rightly, you don't just purchase one, they do come as a pair, so once you have these then they will fit on here. You do need to, so where your buckle is here on the side, it would normally attach here, so you just take that off and then attach it to the side there. Now I will say, having the wings on here, it's great now that I have 5 magazines on here. I'll have 1 in my rifle and then I'll have 5 on the front, so 6 in total is great. Plus, because you get these wings and it goes a little bit out further where these straps are, it does just sit a little bit better because it fits it conforms round your body. Not a massive amount, but just an extra little bit more, so that while you're running, while you're kind of climbing through things, while you're doing, you know, all the stupid stuff that we enjoy doing, it just means it kind of seats itself better on your chest. And it stops it from kind of swaying around as much. You can reduce that swaying around by making sure that you take in the shoulder straps, you take in this stabilizer belt here a little bit more, and it will sit and kind of seat better on you. But I definitely found that with these, it does seat a little bit better. Now if you wanted to run a little bit more compact, a little bit more lighter, of course you could take these off, adjust the straps so that they come onto here, and then you just have your 3 rifle magazines here on the front. Unless that is, and I know I've just put these down here, unless that is of course that you're running large magazines, maybe you've got your 308 in here, you can have that in there instead, and you can have that set up. With the competition chest rig, it's more of, you hear people talking about a platform, and that's a little bit more that you get with this. But because of that customizability that you get with this platform, it's not a one purchase fits all kind of thing. This is a lot more customizable down to the nth degree on how you want to run it and how you want to have it set up. And this is the Helikon-Tex Competition chest rig. If you're enjoying the content today and you'd like to support my channel, don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button below. If you do choose to do that, I'd like to say a huge thank you and welcome on board into the Moorlander community. Now back to today's content. Now with the training rig comes at this from a completely different kind of point of view and setup. The competition rig was, here is a platform that you can bend and mold into a solution that fits perfectly for you. That's not to say that this one doesn't, but this is more of a one-size-fits-all solution for your ammunition and anything else that you want to carry with this. There is a little bit of customization that you can do to this, but it's not to the degree that you have with the competition rig. It's like I say, it's more of a one-size-fits-all with the training rig here. The setup is very similar. You know, you have your harnesses, you have your stabilizer belt here. The setup as far as that is concerned, very similar to those old Rhodesian chest rigs. The formula for those really hasn't changed an awful lot in the last 4 or 5 decades. On the front here you have across the back part, or at least the back part is the part that's closest to my chest or closest to my skin. You have 4 slots for your rifle magazines. Now the 4 slots on here are for 5.56 ammunition, and that's it. You really can't put much more. You could try and squeeze your 7.62 into here, which you can kind of do, but because of that lip that's on here, it's just a pain to try and get it in. But you know, if you want to make it work, you probably could make it work. But if you run in M4, whether they are the old-fashioned Stanag ones, Stanag ones, or whether they're new kind of the P-Mags, then you know, not had any issues with this whatsoever. The other difference with this is that when you purchase this, you don't need to purchase any additional inserts. Everything that you see here in this kit is what you get when you make that initial purchase. So you have the 4. The way that it's set up is you have 2 here in the middle, and then you have 2 here. These aren't separate wings. This is part of this back placard, the part of this back panel. In fact, you can't add additional wings to this. If you want to run a radio, if you want on comms, maybe you've got some specific tools, or I don't know, whatever it is that you want to add to this, you can't add these here at the side. The magazines that are here, you have a similar insert kind of system to this. You can fit in some of the other inserts, but really what you're doing is swapping like for like. If you try and put the 308 insert into here, it doesn't really fit. What you'd have to do is probably cut off this section here, and then you could have a larger magazine in there. That would work, but then you'd still have 2 M4 style magazines here on the side. This is from the Competition rig, which again, it will fit in there, but again, you're kind of taking out of it and putting in back a similar solution anyway. On the front, on each of these, I'm going to call them wings. As I mentioned, they're not really wings, but they do come out from the side. So you have double pockets on each side. On this one, hopefully you'll be able to see, so you can see in there that I've got a pistol magazine, but you can also put, so if you want to keep your pistol magazines on one side because you're a left-handed reloader, and then maybe some tools on your right-hand side, tourniquet, whatever it is that you want to put in there, then you can set that up as well. If you want to, these flaps, these do come off. They're a bit of a pain to get off, but I'd rather that they're a pain to get off, mainly because if they're hard to take off, then you know, they won't just fall off. And then across in the front here, you then have more of an admin panel. So this will open reasonably wide. You can put whatever you want into here. If you wanted to, you could put an extra couple of magazines in here, I guess. It's not really designed for that. It's designed for tools. It's designed for whatever it is that you want to keep in there. And then there's an additional pocket here. What you also get with this is your dangler here at the bottom. This is completely removable. It's on here with your kind of PALS webbing style attachments at the bottom. So if you did want to take this off and you just wanted to run it with the rig here at the top, then you can do that. Or maybe if you have your own dangler, you have your own kind of FUPA pouch that you prefer, then you can put that on here as well. But what I will say is, if you use one of those ones that uses hook and loop, like that you would get with a plate carrier where you lift it up and then you hook and loop that on, it won't work with this. It has to have this PALS webbing pass-throughs in order for this to come on here. Again, when I talk about kind of levels of customizability, there are some with this, but within certain constraints of, you know, how you can attach that. But then this works exactly like most FUPA pouches works. So again, you've got some extra hook and loop in here that if you wanted to, you could add some additional magazines into this. It would probably be pistol magazines, mainly due to the size of them, and then I'm guessing it would once these have run out, you know, you then swap those around so that you've got loaded mags in here and your empty mags are down there. Or maybe you just want to put a med kit in here. Maybe you want to put in a spare pair of glasses, a dry pair of gloves, dry pair of socks, whatever it is that you want to put in here, then you can do. But as I mentioned in the beginning, it's not to kind of overgild the lily with this. The beauty of this is the fact that you buy the training chest rig and you get the training chest rig. Everything that you see here today is what you get included with this. It does mean, however, that you're limited in some ways in the way in which you can set this up. They want you to use it in this manner. You could move your pistol mags around, you could put different things in the front, but mainly it's designed for 5.56 ammunition for you to carry 4 magazines at the top and then whatever kind of pistol mags or paraphernalia that you want to carry between all of the other options that you have on here as well. So there you go. I hope that helps. I hope that gives you a little bit more information on the differences between the two, the different kind of use points between the two, and hopefully the similarities between the two. If you have either of these, I'd certainly like to hear down in the comments which one you have. And I think it'd be useful, especially for people looking into the comments, maybe say which one you have and the reason why you went for the training rig over the competition rig, or vice versa, and how you use it. I think that's great. Having kind of a community thing that you can look into and see how other people use theirs over the other one, or maybe if you've used the two or you have both of these, which one you prefer out of the two. I think that would be great as well. Personally, for me, I do like this one. I think it's a nice, small, compact rig. However, I do find that I tend to use the competition, oh sorry, that's the competition. I tend to use the training rig a little bit more, mainly because on a day out skirmishing, it's useful to have these extra compartments on here. Being able to carry my pistol magazines on one side if I did want to swap over, which I never do, but if I did, then you do have that option. You are limited to only 4 rifle magazines, but then when I think about it, I've got one in my rifle, and then I've got 4 here. 5 magazines is fine. I don't tend to find that I reload or need to reload that often. But as I mentioned, you know, they're both exceptionally good packs, but offer just something ever so slightly different depending on your use and your needs from a chest rig. So cool. Now I'll leave some links below so that you can see more from these. These were sent to me from Military First. I want to say a huge shout out to the team at Military First. I will leave some of their links below so that you can see more from them and you can pick one of these up, whichever one you choose to go for. I'll leave my social media links below so that you can see more from me here on Moorlander Tactical and my sister channel Moorlander EDC. And whether you're watching this on YouTube or Rumble, as always, stay safe, stay Moorlander and stay tactical. These can't be moved, or at least so here on the side. Let's start again. The two, I do find that I tend to skibbity view to the competition rig. Competition rig, we want this to be a platform that you can mend. That we have the competition chest rig, or see the now 2 rigs. They are the Helikon-Tex. I forgot for a second. This is the training and this is the competition. You're an idiot. You're an idiot. Where were we? Fit on the side, and they're just kind of velcro.